All right, guys, how's it going? Exciting day. Very exciting day. This can determine a lot of future happiness or misery. So, hopefully it goes well. Hopefully it goes well. I'll be honest, I haven't looked too hard at this, only checking out the web article. So, we'll go over that first. But I vote misery. Oh no. Welcome to the stream, guys. CV rework to look at today. Very interesting. Should have just given us minimap spotting? Maybe. Maybe. Yo, what's up, Malta? Main gun CVs, honestly, that could be hilarious. 15.6? Hold on a second, though. Doesn't Nakhimov have more guns than a Smolensk? Huh? Oh, 30 mil pen on these. I guess... Bergamo turrets, kind of? Crazy. IFHE could be a thing. I don't know carrier skills, but this doesn't look like it. Interesting. 15.6 kilometers. That's quite a bit, actually. What if this is just a precursor to secondaries being manually controlled? On battleships. How broken would that be? Actually get to manually control your GK secondaries? They'd actually be nuts, to be clear. They'd actually be too good. Okay. Hold on a second. I did not get everything set up before going live, so I apologize. I will try to get this all ready to go. Seems okay. Yeah, okay, I think I got it. And that shouldn't overload you. Okay, that's good. Yo, welcome here, guys. Welcome to the stream. We just got started. I want that. That's there. Sorry, not the best prepped streamer here. There we go. Okay. We really got to take a look at this. Because we need to know the goals before we go in and judge them. That's kind of the idea here. Does Haku have more DPM than Worcester? That'd be insane. Graf Zeppelin? Graf Zeppelin coming back? Yeah, that's right, Chad. That'd be insane. So I looked over this, all right? And I actually like that they're not just doing remove plane spotting. I actually like that because there's more than just spotting as an issue with aircraft carriers, which they do admit is an issue. It'd be nice if they removed the spotting just as a quick fix and then went into some of these other ideas, but I do think there's more issues than just the spotting. So they felt like defenses weren't sufficiently powerful for surface ships, but felt relatively strong for carriers. As a surface ship, can definitely attest to that. Focus? I mean, what do I complain about every day on stream, guys? Yeah, that's not very fun. Reduce overall spotting. Make it a conscious choice that comes at a cost. So I actually like this as goals. I really like these as goals to fix. And before we look at the rest of this, going into this, I personally am very biased against carriers, obviously. I would prefer them just not be in the game overall. And I find they often just ruin the surface ship fun experience here. And I think that's for a couple main reasons that are just simply you don't have any offensive capability against carriers. Whenever you're playing against surface ships, there's defensive tactics you can use to avoid and mitigate incoming damage, and there's offensive tactics you can do to push them back and away from you and prevent them from even being able to damage you in the first place. Whereas with carriers, there's only defensive tools. You don't have any way of pressuring a carrier into stopping firing at you, basically, or dealing damage to you. There's only defensive maneuvering. That's it. And that's where the just dodge lull comes from. And it's why it's so frustrating. And it's very simple that, yes, you have a defensive tool in maneuvering, but you have that against every other class. Where here, against carriers, there's no offensive ability as a surface ship to pressure the carrier into leaving you alone. Whereas against cruisers, battleships, destroyers, you can always force them away, force them to retreat, force them to duck undercover into an island because they're taking too much damage from you. Whereas carriers don't have to worry about that. So that's the very basics. The other thing is the defensive tools aren't really that strong. Maneuvering is not great when the planes fly so quickly and get around you so fast. But that's getting too into the details, I think. Just know that I really don't like these things in the game. If you're wondering and you want to test it out, here you go. You can test it out until August 5th. Make sure you're doing the region TST. It's different than the public test server. So you got to download that, and then you'll get these ships to play around with. And you get some rewards. But the main changes to aircraft carriers, you get 3 modes now in 2 altitudes. And the basics are at high altitude, you can't do any spotting, but you move at maximum speed. So it's your traveling mode, right? And you cannot be targeted by AA at all. If you lock a fighter or a fighter gets locked onto you, you can take damage from that. And that's really what travel mode is. Very basic. Low altitude is where you can be hit by AA. And that's where you're going to be able to attack from, and a recon mode where you will be able to have a certain amount of time by pressing Q to pull down and not go for an attack, but just to go spotting. But you can be targeted by AA. Fighters can target you whenever. AA only targets you in low altitude. That's the basics. There's more here, but I really want to get the basics of it before we go in. And maybe we'll look at some of these details. There's some little things like, just quickly, when you transfer from high altitude to a low altitude mode, your planes take reduced damage for the initial burst. But what happens when you use your manual AA thing here, which is just like sectoring your AA, where it gives you a burst of damage, is that burst of damage reduced during that initial mode? So then as a surface ship, you have to wait? I don't know. Those are the things that we have to figure out. Carriers have manual control of their secondaries. So we're looking at that here with Hakuryu and Midway. They had like 15 kilometers of range. Pretty crazy. So you use them not as secondary guns, but you just fire them like main guns. That could be pretty interesting. We'll see. Things like Nakhimov with Smolensk turrets could be kind of nuts. Changes to surface ships. So this is more what's going to affect us playing surface ships here. Manual AA is much like our sectoring our AA. There no longer has to deal with only one half of your ship. It covers everywhere around you, and it deals a percentage damage to the number of planes in your AA field, which is interesting. It's reactive, right? It's very reactive. Defensive AA has been changed. Again, only affects planes at low altitude, but it gives you 7-kilometer AA range, increases your AA damage, and it gives you a boost to your automatic AA progress to 50%. And this automatic AA thing is essentially the mechanic that's going to prevent you from being focused. This is a massive boost, seemingly. We don't know the actual values or percentages, but it's a massive boost to your AA damage when this automatic AA is procced. So, and you build up percent on that cooldown or on that combat instruction, essentially, by the carrier coming after you over and over and over again. So this is the carrier keeps focusing me, this automatically procs, and then you get buffed AA for a time. We'll see how effective that is. I'm not sure, but that's kind of the idea there to prevent focusing. The defensive fire also gives you the ability to prevent the carrier planes from spotting you. So when the carrier planes go in for an attack mode, they can spot. And of course, in recon mode, they can spot. I don't understand. I didn't really get it here. So I'm assuming once I play it, I'll understand a little better. But if activated before the planes enter the extended AA range, prevents them from spotting any ships or planes. So that's going to be pretty difficult if the drop times or the lead times of a ship or of these planes are super far or are super close, sorry. Because if you have a defensive fire that gives you 7 kilometers of AA range, and you need to use this before the planes enter that 7-kilometer range, you need to use your defensive fire to get this blinding effect, then what happens if the carrier in their attack mode doesn't need 7 kilometers of prep time, right? I don't understand how that's going to work unless you do have like an 8-kilometer prep time for your attack and you have to start your attack outside of that zone. Otherwise, it feels like the carrier's just going to run over to you and start his attack, and by the time you realize he's already in your AA bubble and he never has to deal with this blinding effect. I don't know. That's just the one of the weird things I noticed while skimming over this. So we'll have to see. We're going to play it some here. I'll give you some highlights, of course. And I'm sure I'll make an updated video talking about this more precisely. But for today, it's going to be highlights mostly of me suffering, let's be honest. And done. Okay. Back to the game. Let's do this. Look at that. Multitasking. Making video content while streaming. Imagine that. There we go. CVs can outgun DDs? Yeah, we're gonna have to take a look at that. We're definitely gonna have to take a look at that. Is this gonna be too loud? Probably. Yeah. Oh, what did I have this all set at? I know I turned a lot of this stuff down.
Kill Leozoldike just subscribed.
Maybe like this? It's annoying that your settings don't carry over to this this one from the main server. Well, that's okay. Yo! Kilua Zoldik? I am not pronouncing that correct. I'm sorry. But thank you for the prime, man. I appreciate that. Very kind. Torpedo boats have become so useless with all the common defense mechanisms? Maybe. I've had some good games in torp boats. What's up, Elias? You should be able to register still, or maybe? I don't know. Tyranius. I'm not sure. But it would be on the Wargaming website. I will try both sides of the changes. Yeah, I think I start with surface ships. I think I'm gonna start with surface ships. The other thing is I don't play carriers really, so I don't know how to build them. I don't know how to play them that well, so we're gonna have to see. Also, I'm gonna start out with I'm not going to run a full AA build because I don't think that's how we play, right? Most of the time. I want to see what it's like without full AA. What's up, Panther? I'm gonna run some of my normal builds and then we'll see. I mean, I think I do run this at least. Full AA main? That's a good point. Main does have some pretty nasty AA, theoretically. What did I run? I mean, I would probably run this one. I'll run that to start though. Let's just tank build Monty. Tank build Monty and see what it does. Oh, do they give us Halsey? No, they do not. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Tutorial mission completed. Nice. All right, and that's good. Oh my goodness, there's only 200 people on. Okay, well, I hope we get some games because I actually do want to test this. Okay, do I have... Didn't I? I'm pretty sure I have that on my mouse button. I think. 200 people all in CVs? We'll see. That means we get games at least. You visited Haida during your trip to Hamilton, Ontario? Or on Toronto? Nice. That's cool, man. After seeing Flamu, it feels like defensive A is now a semi-useful tool. The only semi-useful A tool. I mean, we didn't really have any tools before. Maybe. So we'll see.
Chris just subscribed.
Yo, Chris. Thanks for the prime, man. Appreciate that. Hype train incoming. Okay. Well, I guess we send it. Let's see what it looks like, guys. Yeah, CV Rework's here. On the test server. Yeah, so lots of carriers to be expected. For me, what I care about more is how does it feel as a surface ship player? That's really what I care about. Bombcat with the bits. Thank you. The 7 cents. Very kind. Oh, tips. Yeah, give me tips. Manual AA, all right. Ship controls, ship movement, okay. Yeah, so it's really the only one of them that's new? Oh, I think I have... Maybe I should be taking fighter plane? I took spotter. Oh, the map is so tiny. Oh, well. Okay. Here we go, gamers. Here we go. Double carrier. Okay, okay. How long am I streaming today? I'm gonna stream as long as well, first, I need content for a YouTube video. So I will be getting that. But once that's over, then as long as I have mental capacity to not tilt out of my mind. There we go. What's up, Cypher? How's it going, man? Alright, 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 alright. Here we go. Here it comes. Camera settings. Yeah, that's true. I think 40 -8 is what I usually have. Okay. I'm gonna wait for this guy to be in range. And then we go. Oh, I went too early. See, he can do his strike from inside my AA range. So does defensive fire ever do anything?
The ship is on fire.
Like, does defensive fire ever do anything for us? Like, in a ship with defensive fire, not this one, obviously. I don't know, man. So we've shot one plane down while dealing 6,000. Two planes now, I suppose. I mean, like... Oh, I have HE. Whoops. Oh well. Okay, that one barely started outside. Did I not get credit for that burst? Why didn't I get credit for that burst of damage? I hit the manual thing, didn't I?
Torpedoes, dead ahead.
I did the manual thing, right? Okay. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of invulnerability time. Yep. Very true. Okay, let's try it here. There we go. Okay, I got it. Oh, you don't get very much damage out of manual AA because it's only the 3 planes. I didn't mention that at the start, but there's only 3 planes or whatever per attack pattern. So you only get that burst of manual AA damage on 3 planes worth of HP, and it's percentage based. So that's why it doesn't do much. And I didn't get it again there. Weird. Like... Okay. Okay. Okay, when do I get to go? Can I go there? Okay, I got it.
The ship is on fire. Torpedoes to starboard.
Ooh, DD.
Torpedoes to starboard. Torpedoes, dead ahead. We're hull below the waterline. We're flooding quickly.
Okay. So... Okay. We've shot 4 planes down, guys. Did I proc that buff or not? I actually don't know. The AA takes a long time to start shooting, actually, as well. Oh, I haven't procced it yet. You need to be focused a long time. Wow. You got to be focused a really long time. What's this icon? It's our automatic AA defense. So this is our buff to our AA. Oh, don't get the rudder. It got the rudder. Alright, so when... Oh, you're just... He started his strike so early, what? Surely he doesn't get that off. What about this guy? He started pretty Ah, okay. I mean, okay, at least it didn't hit, but I don't know about that, man. You're never going to activate that blinding effect. If they're able to get their drop in that close, you're never activating that blinded effect. Ever. With defensive fire. 7 kilometers? Nobody's ever starting at 7 kilometers.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
You know? It's like the ideas aren't fully flushed out. And that's a little disappointing on how much time that's gone on in this. But that's just first impressions. We'll have to wait and see a little longer. Yeah, you have to use your defensive fire for that blinded effect before they go into their attack. And that attack has to start outside of that 7 kilometer window. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. Probably should be helping this Worcester. Feels odd.
I'd nothing just resubscribed for 12 months. Thanks for all the content.
Not enough speed. Yo, IDK. IDK nothing. Thanks for the year. Glad you're enjoying. Appreciate the prime. Broadside Zal. Only one. Only one. Yeah, initial... I mean... I'm obviously, like, super biased against carriers. Like, obviously. But this seems... Yeah, not quite thought through. Not quite there. Where is he?
We're hold below the waterline. We're flooding
All right.
quickly.
Yeah, we have 25,000 damage out of our AA being attacked that much and 6 planes. And we never activated the focus skill. Is this worse? I should give it more time. But that's what's going in my head right now. Is this worse?
Problem solved, sir.
Use defensive fire before they come near and the planes fly in and they are blinded. Oh, so the blinding can happen... The blinding can happen while they're at cruising altitude, like their higher altitude. Very weird. Yeah, it is better for stealth-based classes over what we had before, probably. So it's a change to farm battleships more effectively? Is that what we're saying? Maybe I just don't play battleships. Sure. So that's nice. Like, he doesn't get... Okay, I got my burst. Oh, here we go. Our skill has been activated. We have good AA now. For how long? You get 10% damage frequency, instantaneous damage, 2.5%. Hold on. Manual AA defense reinforcement cooldown. 50%. Huh? That's so small. What? Oh, we're about to get absolutely crushed here.
We're holed below the waterline. We're flooding quickly.
Oh my! What? What? Are you kidding me?
We've destroyed an enemy cruiser.
Bro, I got hyped for this for like a year now at this point. Oh no, dude. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Not like this. Not like this. Not like this. Not like this. Not like this, man. Not like this.
Target penetrated.
%86 left. Bro. It's just... keep an open mind. Keep an open mind. Keep an open mind. It's just the first game. It's just the first game. Keep an open mind. Keep an open mind. Surely it will not be as bad as you're assuming it is in your head. We have 8 planes shot down, guys. 8 planes. 8 planes. 8 planes. 8 planes. 8 planes. 8 planes. I mean, what do I say? What do I say? Look, he's starting his drop at 4 kilometers, guys. Like, what do you want me to say? 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 Like, what do I say? What do I say? It's the first game? Surely it's not this bad? Oh, it's so painful, man. It's so painful. I was 10 planes, brother. 10 planes. Okay, that's just game number 1. Surely it won't be that bad the whole time, okay? Surely it will get better, okay? It's gonna get better. A lot of copium. Yeah, I need it, man. I need it. Invite your friends, by the way. I closed that before I even realized what I was reading. Invite your friends. Invite your friends, guys. Tell all your friends. They won't be your friends after you invite them. Oh, true. The fighter plane. The fighter plane, guys. The fighter plane. All right, let's give Surface AA the best possible chance, okay? Let's give Surface AA the best possible chance. Let's try. Let's try. Surely full AA Worcester. To be fair, last game I was not running AA build Monty. All right. To be fair, I ran a standard tank build. And it was bad. It was bad. It was bad. You know what? I'm going to even take auxiliary to keep him alive. I saw it the first time, Tricky. You don't have to repeat it. Fighter Worcester. Fighter Worcester? Fighter Worcester? Anyone? Oh boy. Oh man, guys. It's just a test. It can get better. It's the first public test. Let's not thrash wargaming too hard. It can get better from this. They are looking for feedback with this public test, and they will go back and improve things, okay? This isn't like going live next update. Hopefully. It can get better. It can get better. No, it's not copium, guys. It's not copium. It can get better. Okay. I gotta I can't even convince myself. How am I supposed to convince you guys? Hello, so here are the CV's haters room. I don't want it to be just a haters room, all right? Because being a hater is just not liking something without any reason, right? I think there's good reasons to not like carriers. Smoke screens. Just as happened with subs going to live and it's coming to stay. I hope not. So we have to use this before... Oh, wait. Before an enemy squadron begins their attack. Huh? But that's not how it was worded on the website. Maybe that's a translation thing. There's usually translation things, but if that's the case, that makes more sense. If this is actually how it is, where you use it before the attack starts, they start their attack, they're blinded. That would make sense to me. This 7-kilometer thing didn't make sense, because they can start their attack from well within 7 kilometers, right?
Enemy force detected.
Alright, let's see. Activate before they get into your base AA range? See, that kind of sucks.
Fighter airborne.
All right, let me pop a fighter and see what this does. Okay, we got 1. 2? No, someone else got 1. Bro, that is 12,000 damage for 2 planes. Sorry. My fighter got 1. Okay. You're gonna need a hell of a lot of AA continuous damage to do anything here. Alright, let's try this.
Anti-aircraft gun crews are on full alert.
Okay. He doesn't come after us. Fair enough. Wanted to test it. That's okay. Nah, he wouldn't have been blinded. It's only this skill that does the blinding thing. $48. I feel it. Does defensive fire last longer than that or not? Interesting. I guess I shouldn't be going to islands because then my AA
Anti-aircraft gun
blinding
crews are on
effect.
normal alert.
We do get instantly 50% progress here though, which is pretty cool. I got no... My AA was firing. I selected my manual AA thing, my reinforced sector thing, and it didn't do anything. What is going on? So it's not when your AA is firing that you actually can use that. That's so weird. So weird, man. Like, something simple like that needs to just work. That needs to just work. All right? That's not... You can't make excuses for that one.
Fighter airborne.
All right. Did they still allow fighters to spot? I think they might have, actually. Wow.
Fighter returning to ship.
Light cruisers, lol. Okay, that time I got it. That time I did get it. Okay. I don't know, man. Like, we are full carrier, like AA thing here, you know? Should go help our GK. No, I don't have the range. Just barely. We did not get struck that much this game, to be fair. To be fair. So we'll have to try it again. But there's some jank here, man. Here's a question, guys. I haven't noticed this yet, but since there's such a delay on when you can actually engage with the planes as they get into your AA range, is there a similar delay on them leaving engagement when they go in for their strike? Because once they've initiated the strike, the planes become immune. Do they instantly become immune, or do they have a small window where they still get hit by AA there? In other words, is it purely one-sided carrier favor lag, or is it just lag on both ends? And if it's only one-sided lag, it's not lag. That's something I'm going to be looking out for, too. Playing the strongest AA ship in the game to not get obliterated? Is that the goal of playing the game? Good question. I would say no. I would say no. But not a game dev over here. So what do I know? Minnow doesn't get defensive fire, so it does not. Oh, got him. Nice. Okay. Interesting. I have this suspicion that it's gonna be... It's gonna be the same, man. It's gonna be the same. That's the same problems, but it's gonna feel worse because they acknowledged the problems and said they were gonna fix them or try to fix them and then didn't. I think that's gonna be the issue for me with this rework. Right, like if we go back here, where did they say it? Oh, I'm gonna take forever to find it. Was it at the top? Oh yeah, it's here. I think this is just going to remain a problem. I don't think there's any way of changing this. I don't think there's any way of changing this. I think as a surface ship, you're always going to feel like your AA did not do enough because the damage feels so unfair. Like I was talking to at the beginning, where every other ship class, you know, not counting subs, but even subs to a certain degree, there's ways you can play aggressively in a way that the enemy ship that's bothering you or trying to deal damage and kill you, you can stop it from doing that if you are aggressive enough and are able to get it low enough on health where they're thinking about themselves dying and getting removed from the match. Whereas with a carrier, there isn't. Like, that's the whole offensive side to the engagement in the PvP game, right? You can play defensively to try and stay alive and help yourself live longer, take less damage. That looks like maneuvering. That looks like hiding behind islands. That looks like just dodge. That looks like shared AA with your teammates. That's what all those defensive tools you have are to mitigate incoming damage. To mitigate incoming damage, you can also just go kill the other guy or get them low. Hit a massive citadel hit on that cruiser that's HE farming you, right? Those are offensive engagements, ways you can play to mitigate incoming damage as well. When it comes to carriers, there's no option to play aggressively, to play in such a way where your play puts the carrier at risk of being removed from the match and therefore having to play more passively. There's no option for that. And that's the whole problem here. There's no way for you to engage the carrier in an offensive way. And he never has to deal with you in a defensive manner either. It is purely the carrier gets to attack you and play offensively against you, and you purely have to play defense. That is it. And that sucks. And that's why it's always going to feel bad as a surface ship. And as a carrier, it's always going to feel like this AA is too strong. My strikes aren't getting through. This isn't very fun. I'm not really doing much. And if they swing it one way or the other more, it just gets worse. There's no winning. There is no winning for changing AA there. There is no way to win.
Not underscore you 420 just resubscribed for 3 months. Boom.
Yo, not you 420. Thanks for 3 months, man. I appreciate that. Hope you're doing well today. But I think I really do. I think that's what it comes down to for me, just straight up. At the end of the day, it's the problem is the engagement. The problem is the lack of PvP. Or the limitation of that PvP, where when I'm playing a battleship, a cruiser, or destroyer, and I'm fighting a battleship, cruiser, or destroyer, I have options to mitigate damage defensively and offensively. I can go on the offense, and I can engage that player. With a carrier, there is no option for that. And that's why it feels so bad to me. And that's why it doesn't fit the gameplay for me. It fundamentally does not fit World of Warships. Because you're lacking the engagement where the surface ship player gets to go on the offensive against the carrier. And until they change that, it's just going to feel bad. It's just going to feel like a crappy mechanic. It's going to feel like unfair damage. And it's going to ruin the gaming experience for the surface ship players. The problem is I hate CVs because of what they are. Yeah, it's their design. It's their design I don't like. I don't care, like, carriers, whatever. Like, it doesn't matter to me that it's a carrier or an airplane. It's the way the gameplay interacts for me. That's unfortunate. But to be fair, that's after 2 games only. So maybe it gets better. Maybe it gets better. How did spotting feel? It didn't feel that different. It didn't feel that different because the carrier knows about where you are anyway. It's only going to feel different in late game scenarios where you've had the ability to move around the map a lot and the carrier doesn't know exactly where you are. But if they have a general idea of where you're at, they just drop out of their travel mode and they spot you anyway. I do think for destroyers, it's going to be better, though. Destroyers, probably it's going to be better. Because you are way stealthier and spend more time not being spotted. Like playing a high DPM cruiser, a battleship, you're spotted, you're shooting. So they know where you're at. DD, maybe it helps. No, we're not doing requests right now, man. I should, change that. You need to play CVs to fully understand the changes. Yes, I do, to understand the CV side of it, but a lot of the changes and the stated goals of this rework were to make changes as the surface ship player as well. To change the dynamics so the surface ship player is less frustrated. And by playing some surface ships, I already know it really hasn't changed much. To be fair, though, we are in really small games with double carriers at tier 10, which is not balanced at all. But that is going to be in brawls, because they bring carriers into brawls sometimes. That's going to be ranked if they ever bring carriers to ranked seasons, which they do. So maybe it's not so... maybe it's not so out there. I don't know. All right. Been what, 2 years, 3 years since I played a carrier? It's been a while. How do you build a carrier? Speed? Is that what we take? Or HP? Just send the recommended ones? Problem with that is I know the recommended ones aren't right for a lot of the surface ships. Oh, hey guys, why can't I slot a detonation flag to my carrier? I sure would love to avoid detonating when I'm playing this game. Why does Wargaming prevent me from slotting a detonation flag so I can stop that unfun, awful game mechanic from happening to me? Why wouldn't they let me prevent that from happening here? That's kind of annoying. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting, eh? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Carriers and subs can't detonate. You also can't permanently knock out submarine torpedoes either, where you can get permanently knocked out torps and guns on surface ships. Pretty good. Pretty good, yeah? I'd say that's pretty good. Sup, Trucker? With this rework, can AA modules still get perma-destroyed? Yep. You better believe it. Couple AA shells, or HE shells, and your AA gets blown off. It's pretty good. Interesting. Okay. Okay, what were those mechanics? Just so I remember. Travel mode, attack mode, recon mode. Okay. Probably gonna sit in queue for a while. Because of that. I guess the other problem with this test is everybody's gonna run AA build when they're playing a surface ship, right? So they're testing it in an environment where people are running the full builds. And so then when they balance around that, then when it goes to live, you're forced to run full AA build for them to be balanced, quote unquote, in randoms. And if you don't, because you don't see carriers every game, then you're screwed against planes. That's a problem. That's a big problem. You shouldn't have to take every AA upgrade available just for an even interaction where you only can play defense and they get to play offense the whole time. It's, I don't know, man. I just really wish they would move on from carriers.
C0R72 just resubscribed
subs.
for 17 months. 17.
Yo, Core. Thanks for the 17 months, man. I appreciate that. Thanks, bro. True, or add an option to swap your loadout. That would help a lot. If you were able to swap from an AA commander to a normal commander and AA modules to normal modules, that would help a ton. That would help a lot. They'll never go for it, though. But that would be cool. That'd be very cool. What's up, Wombat? What do we think about this CV rework? I think the spotting changes are going to help a little bit for destroyers and very stealthy cruisers, but won't make much of a difference for battleships. I think the carrier flight mode changes are a great way to improve carriers' ability to deal damage quicker because they get to run around at full speed all the time. I think the AA changes for surface ships are overly complicated and not effective at all. So I think what this does, keep in mind I've only played 2 games. I think what this is going to do is make destroyers' lives a tiny bit better against carriers. Cruisers, maybe a bit. Battleships, it'll be worse to the same. And for carriers, I don't know. This is on test server, random name. This is a special test server where we get to test out the new proposed AA and CV changes. I'm not sure if it's a CV buff, Wombat. The plane speed certainly is, but I don't know. I don't know yet. I just know that playing Montana and Worcester didn't feel great. It didn't feel like I was doing that much to the planes. It didn't feel really any different as a surface ship player. So I don't know. Joined a game on test server 8v8 all bots. Thanks for wasting time. Oh no. Might be what I get. Oh, here we go. Let's see. They'll never make change that gives surface ships an advantage. Probably not. No. It's all about play rate is the problem. It's not about making a balanced or fun experience. It's about play rate. And if carriers keep not being played that much, then they keep getting buffed. Rockets first? Is that what I'm supposed to do?
General quarters.
I don't know. Alright, let's see. How quick can we get across the map? How fast are we going, by the way? It doesn't say. Why doesn't it say how fast we're going?
Awaiting instructions.
Nice. Okay, we're lit.
Fighter airborne.
So, do I ever get to just go T
Fighter airborne.
and spot all the enemy ships? Are you kidding me?
Fighter destroyed.
Alright. Nice meme.
Autopilot mode enabled.
See, here's why I don't think it's really going to be that useful with spotting changes for battleships and even cruisers to a certain extent. It's because you get to go like this, right? I spotted, I know the last known position of this enemy CV, and I get to jump in, and... Oh, okay. You can't quite drop it on his head. Okay, fair enough. You can't go from like 3 kilometers. Interesting. Oh, we got fighters. All right. You can't quite drop it on his forehead. Good to know. So you can still spot with your fighters. I think that's a problem as well. I think the changes should impact all of that, actually. Look at how many planes we saved, too, by the way. We still got we had fighters on us briefly there. Where should I be going? I don't know, like this?
Fighter airborne.
Did that fighter engage us or not? This is so weird how you just get to, like, fly around, man. Right? Like, this feels really strange. Right, so what happens if I do this?
Torpedoes to starboard. Main turret critically damaged.
What is happening? What is that drop? What is that drop? That's so weird. That is such a strange drop.
Problem solved, sir.
Okay, so you really have to get the ship here. There is no, like, I'm gonna maneuver for a bit or anything. It is like, this is where you are dropping. Okay.
Fighter airborne.
Okay. I'm down for that. I'm down for that. Oof, that was a big hit. I should have gone the other way. Oh well. We get to just like move around people so quickly is the thing. Yo,
just
Wombat!
gifted 5 subs.
With the 5 gifted. Thank you, man. Okay. How does this work?
Waypoint reached.
$3,000 damage. Big. Oh, we're getting shot at. Oh no. Am I dead? Nope. Oh, I meant to click the other one. Oh well. I'll just end this quick. Interesting. So the attacks do feel very different. At least the dive bomber one feels real janky. I should try the manual guns. It'll be fun. What about these? Do these go exactly where we are as well? Okay, there is some lead time. Interesting.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
No, it's gonna take a while to get used to that being on 4 now. Alright. So here's a thing I want to try as we just like run cowardly to the corner. I want to see if I can find this Monty. We should be able to pretty easily. He might kill us here. See, because it's super easy to just go to their last known, you know? Oh, he didn't kill us. Nice. Right, so if I go Q here, yeah. Can I not go back up? Hello? Oh, there we go.
Torpedoes astern.
Alright, sure. We go back up.
Torpedoes astern.
How does this work?
Approaching target.
And then here we go in. Oh, just barely got the plane.
The ship is on fire.
Interesting. Interesting.
You are the last hope.
Alright, we should be dead. Very, very strange mechanics. No, I haven't tried the secondaries yet. I'm just trying to see what the drops look like as a
Problem
carrier.
solved, sir.
There we go. No, you still, even after you die, you still get time to play the game. Just a little silly. 3 minutes of it. Interesting. I don't know. It does feel like you have a lot of time required to drop compared to old planes. But you get to start your drop closer, potentially. So you don't have as much AA to go through. And your whole squad doesn't have to go through all that AA either. Which feels like it's pretty strong. Feels very strong. What's up, Skitcher? So there's more emphasis on maneuvering, I guess. Is there? Is there, though? I don't know if there is, actually. What if this is a master plan of wargaming to say that carriers are weak since all the ships are running full AA build and just buff them? I wondered about that a little earlier. I don't know about that. They have, like, I don't want to just not take people at their word, you know, where people say things and I just assume that they don't mean what they say and they mean the opposite. They have stated that carriers are a problem. The balance of AA damage, feeling bad as a surface ship is a problem. The focus of a carrier is a problem. So I'd like to take that at face value and that they believe that that's a problem. Yeah, you can still spot. You have the spotting mode. It's on a bit of a cooldown, but you get 30 seconds at a time, basically. Yo, what's up, Sep? Sep midway incoming, oh boy. Well, it makes sense everybody wants to play the carriers in this, because they want to test out the new mechanics as a carrier. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be worse as a battleship player.
General quarters.
What's up, Rebel? It's a little disappointing in some ways. In a lot of ways.
Awaiting instructions.
You get across the map so quick, man, so early. It's kind of interesting.
Let's give them a hard time. Fighter airborne. Enemy force sighted on the horizon.
Okay, so there's GK. So here's the thing, right? Like, I can come down here and spot. Right? Now we go back up.
Fighter airborne.
Thrusting Motion just resubscribed for 13 months. Merry Olympics.
Yo, thrusting motion. Thanks for the 13 months, man. Appreciate it.
Engaging enemy.
Those two might not hit, actually. Too close. Ah, Shima got him. That's not, like, fun, right? You don't have to go back to your carrier. You just get to sit around and drop. You know? That's kind of wild. Alright, let's see about a Worcester here. Just chilling on an island. What can we do? So we have the blinded effect. And does he kill my planes? He kills them all. Alright. Alright. He does manage to kill them all with a defensive fire. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, it's so weird having this, like, super long changeover time. The dive bombers feel weird. I'm not a carrier player, so maybe they're fine. But they certainly feel odd.
Fighter airborne.
How much can you turn them? That's a question I'd like to know. Right, like if I set up a strike here.
Our team has taken the lead.
Main turret critically damaged.
Not much. Although I'm not really aware of what midway normally is. Can we do this, though? Oh, we can turn like that very quickly.
Problem solved, sir.
Interesting. Okay. You can turn these pretty quick.
Battleship.
Interesting.
Fighter airborne.
Autopilot mode enabled.
It is very weird feeling, though. Still. I'm not a carrier player, though. But you get so much extra maneuverability than I thought. Like in this phase. Alright, how good is carrier AA?
Approaching target.
You know what feels dumbed down, actually, though? It feels a little dumbed down because you're not dodging flak, right? Right, like you're not dodging flak anymore.
Enemy aircraft
You're
carrier
basically
blown up.
just going in and getting your strike started at the latest possible moment, right?
Fighter airborne.
Like it just, the flak doesn't matter. AA doesn't matter. It's just about timing your D-fire so that it hits when the enemy planes are about to start their attack, like that enemy Worcester did. But then if you're shooting and you're still getting spotted, it doesn't matter, the blinding effect, because I was still able to see the Worcester. Full AA Worcester still shredded my planes, though. But he didn't shred my whole squad, right? Like, I only lost those 3 planes I went in for the drop with. It feels like they're trying to make it easier for carriers, actually. Now that I'm thinking about this. You really have to just avoid the big circles on the minimap where the fighters are? Is that it? Like you just fly around at really fast, high speeds, avoiding the circles of fighters, and then timing trying to line up drops on people who are a bit alone, and you're not punished for whiffing a drop because the rest of your planes are all safely up in the sky. To be clear, I'm very bad at carriers. So like the damage, the drops, yeah, I haven't played these things in years. So, but just mechanically, what am I having to think about? What are the problems? What are the issues that I'm having to deal with? What are the tactics I'm having to employ? Right? It's not that complicated. You still dodge flak by going to the right, then left, then align. But most of the attack timings are you're going in for the attacks. You're trying to stay in a straight line to close up your reticle. So you're not really trying to dodge the flak because you're trying to line up your reticle. I guess maybe when you're in that transitionary period. I haven't tried dodging flak in that period, so maybe there's more maneuverability there than I think, but it feels really sluggish to turn or anything like that. And you only have 3 planes, so it's not like you really have to dodge that much flak, because three planes is a pretty small squad for the flak burst to go after. The thing that was so powerful about flak before was CV squads were pretty big, you know, things like FDR, and they'd clip flak puffs all the time, right? The longer prep forces you to go after larger ships. True. Yeah. You really do just go after battleships. good players can probably get destroyers and cruisers, but it's way harder. Battleships seem free, especially if they're on their own. And you get to cross drop too. Like, that's what I was trying with the Monty there a little bit, was like, hey, can I send a drop in from a bad angle, turn around quick enough that he can't turn an angle to my next drop? And you could. And you could do that. Like, you just can't deal with it. At least before, like in our current carriers, not this, but in our current carriers, you have the potential of shooting down all of his squad while he's making that turn to drop you again. Now you don't even have that option. Obviously, I'm looking at this from a surface player's perspective who does not like carriers and their mechanics, but I don't know, man. It feels a lot like FDR, actually, guys. It feels a lot like that, where you go in and strike at people, and your squad is so tanky that you're just hovering in AA and you're fine. But the balancing factor there is FDR has really slow travel times. But here we have max speed travel times all the time. I don't know. I don't know, man. That feels really weird. That feels real weird. Why won't they try minimap spotting? I don't understand. I think the reason is just that there's more problems to carriers than just spotting. And so they're trying to, if they're gonna go in and change carriers, they're gonna change carriers and try and fix the other problems too, which I respect. I respect that. But I would guess that's the reason. I don't know for sure if that's the reason, but that's my guess. I mean, technically this is an AA upgrade, as well as secondaries. Wait, I gotta take a det flag now? I can actually slot it to my ship? Crazy. I've already done that bit, sorry. Not very creative right now. Okay. I mean, we're gonna suffer, obviously, but here we go. Actually, maybe we go fighter? Maybe fighter plane is the strat. It's interesting you only get 3. You no longer can buff the number of fighter plane consumables you have. I never thought I would actually be wanting that, but that's kind of funny. I don't know if the DD players and fast cruisers will love the changes, but it'll be somewhat helpful to them. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It feels weird. It feels not that different, and at the same time, very bad. It feels like the changes don't actually change the feeling of fighting against carriers at all, really. And that feels really bad. And as a battleship player, you are even more the focus than you were before. Because it's just so easy to do damage to you. And it's permanent too. Like, the torps are so good because they just they're permanent damage. I think if Wargaming changed carrier damage to be 100% healable, that would help a bit. But well, let's see how this goes. It's a really bad map too. What's up, Bernie? How did they screw up the CV thing? They've improved spotting versus well-concealed ships. I think that's a good change.
General quarters.
They've made AA less relevant. They've made carrier planes faster to their destination and less punished for going in for a drop with a full squad. Less punished for dropping a group of ships.
Awaiting instructions.
So, not good. Unless you're playing Torp DD, then it's probably an improvement. Which, to be fair, is an improvement.
Enemy force detected.
Everyone has said they messed up. Well, you gotta remember people just hate change, too. Oh, nice. That's an excellent start. HE Monty Insta. I believe that was carrier spotting that I was spotted by, too. So it doesn't really matter for big ships.
Problem solved, sir.
Not really. Insta-kiting Monty with HE? Gotta be C server. Like, to be fair, there is less spotting here in this game so far, right? A little bit. Oh, hello. Oh, he did manage to get his drop through.
Enemy destroyer sighted.
That was 14k, guys. Oh, that's a good hit, though, from GK. That was 14k. All right. Oh, look at that. 400 damage, guys. Big. I can't shoot a plane down. I can't shoot a plane down. I did like 3,000 damage that whole time. Oh no. Oh no, guys. Oh no. Hakuri is so much worse than Midway. Midway gets 3 chances at you. If you're alone and don't have full AA, D-Fire, Worcester. Oh, we got a play. Let's go. No, it still got us. Yeah, this is bad, man. This is real bad. Holy. If you thought battleship mains were passive camping babies before, oh, you haven't seen nothing yet. You haven't seen nothing yet. This is so bad. This is so bad. Wow. Alright. Did I overlead it? I did overlead it. He's way slower than I thought. Let's go there.
Problem solved, sir.
So here's how you counter carriers. You have them rush the A cap at the beginning of the game. Alright? That's how you do it. And then you don't do damage to them. This is bad. This is like... To be fair, it is 2 carriers in a 6v6 game. But... That's the ranked experience in when they allow carriers in. I don't know, man. I don't know about this. Yeah, carriers are very boring. That's why I don't play them. They're like oppressively strong, but I don't want to play a carrier ever. There's no like we were talking about this earlier. There's no offensive measure that the ship you're striking can take against you at all. There's nothing that they can do to jeopardize your ship playing the game. So then there's no risk. And that's not very fun in a PvP game when I'm playing PvP stuff. Right? Yeah, people get worked up over carriers, though, Evil. It's expected.
Fighter airborne.
Let's try the fighter, see what it does. 21. Another
Critical
14.
engine damage.
14 unhealable every time is pretty bad.
Problem solved, sir.
It's a good hit.
Fighter returning to ship.
$20. Oh, hey, I got him.
Is taking the lead.
Okay.
Enemy battleship sunk.
Yeah, I'll be honest, guys. If this kind of thing goes through, I don't know how much I'll play the game, like streaming wise. I might fully commit to just doing like replay review, coaching session stuff on stream, and then play the game to make YouTube videos. But I won't be just like free time, like casual stream playing with this kind of thing, because this isn't fun. Like I'm in here doing fine, like I'm not tilting right now because it's new, it's a test, we got to figure out how this all works out. But if this becomes the game, I'm gonna have to figure something else out. This won't be their final product. I hope not, and I don't think it will be. It's a first test. I don't think this is going to be the final result of the game. They have plenty of opportunity to fix this. I just don't think they can actually fix it without massively changing carriers in the way they play. There's not a balanced PvP experience between surface ships and carriers. And they would have to figure out a way to balance it. And that would involve a way for the surface ship player to feel like they have a way of attacking the carrier when the carrier comes to attack them. I think fundamentally that's my issue with carriers. There's nothing I can do offensively. There's only defensive measures I can take. And the carrier doesn't really have to take any defensive measures outside of sitting at the back of the map, and only gets to play offense against people that can only play defense. It's like what would happen if you have to play, like, it's like the little kids in recess on the playground where the rich kid gets special treatment and nobody can play rough with the rich kid, nobody can play full contact football, nobody can tackle the rich kid, but if they touch you, you got to go down, right? That's what it feels like. It feels like we're playing with different rules. And it feels bad, man. Feels really bad. That was probably a bad analogy. That's fine, though. Doesn't need to be good. I really don't like this, guys. I really don't like this. Have they announced anything in the few hours this has been out, or not? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, this is... I didn't go to private school, guys. I was just trying to come up with an analogy for... this never, like... Yeah, it's just a bad analogy. The basics of it, though, I'm just trying to explain in many different ways why it feels so unfair as a surface ship versus a carrier. I'm trying to come up with more ways to tell it, because the more analogies you can give, then maybe it clicks with some people more. But if you want to know, I went to like rural, very, very rural school. There were like 20 students in my class. I think graduating was like 17. So, very different. What is worse about the test than live? See, I don't want to pick on you, okay? I don't want to pick on you. But I think this is... PQ took his quad to school. Technically, I didn't, because you're not supposed to drive them on public roads. So I did not. I did not. So, what's worse about the test than live? The problem with that question is we're only looking for the bad stuff.
Death's Welcome just resubscribed for 6 months.
Yo, Death's Welcome. Thanks for the Prime, man. Appreciate the 6 months. Half a year. So, if we're only going into this looking for the negative, how it's bad, how it's going to be bad for the game, then we're only going to see the bad side of it. Right? And I don't want to do that. You know? To be fair, there's a lot here that I don't like. That you're not wrong. So there's a lot here I don't like. But I think there's some good. There's some good here. Asked it that way because I said I was going to consider stopping playing. Yeah, so the reason I say that is they're making it even easier. So when we go from... Actually, let me... So when we go from old carriers, like RTS carriers, to current carriers, right? When we made that change, we went from something that was objectively more powerful in the hands of a really good player to something that was less powerful in the hands of a really good player, but in the hands of an average, an above average, a below average, and a really far below average player. It was much more powerful. And that also resulted in way more carriers in the games. So not only did you see more people playing carriers, they were easier to play to a baseline level, and that made it much more frustrating to deal with than old RTS carriers. So whenever you see someone saying, bring back RTS carriers, they're not saying it because they think RTS carriers played at their best weren't as powerful as new carriers played at their best. They're saying that because hardly anybody could play old RTS carriers to that level, to where they were much worse than modern carriers. You hardly saw them because not many people played them, and when you did see them, oftentimes they were an average player, and they were not nearly good enough to be oppressive and be that unfun to play against. It was still not fun, but it wasn't as bad as current carriers are in the hands of an average player. So an average carrier with the current carrier system is much more powerful and much more frustrating to deal with than an average player in the RTS days. And you saw more of them. So you see more of them with current carriers, and they're more powerful in the hands of an average player. My worry going into this and playing it and experience this for one day, to be clear, one day, first impressions change. Look at how I changed my mind on Wisconsin, guys, all right? I can change my mind. I need to play the game a lot more. But I'm worried here that the mechanics I see are even easier for carrier players, even less punishing for carrier players, in such a way that maybe not as extreme as going from RTS carriers to current carriers, but going from current carriers to this new system does have some very forgiving mechanics, even more so than current carriers have. These new carriers, when they go in for a strike, they don't have to worry about flying through AA until they actually engage their strike. And when they do engage their strike, they only go in with one set of planes. With a Midway, it was 3 planes. With Hakuryu, it was it 2 planes only when it goes in for a strike? Yeah, so 2 planes out of 12. So at worst, you're risking 2 planes by going in for a strike. Even if AA is more powerful, even if mechanics are improved so that the surface ship players can shoot down those planes very easily, you're not risking hardly anything at all for going in for an attack. Compared to carriers right now in the game, in the normal game, where you're risking your whole squad by going in for that strike. You don't do that anymore. So that means for the carriers, there's even less ways to get punished for playing poorly. And because of that, I think it means we'll have to see if this comes to live. We'll see in time. But I would say that's going to mean the average carrier with this new system is going to be even better than the average carrier with the old system. That might not follow. There might be other mechanics in here that I haven't spotted yet, haven't had time to play with yet. But I went in for a strike on a Worcester. And I went in for that strike on a Worcester who had his defensive AA up, and I lost all my planes. But I lost 3 planes, not the rest of the squad, right? And then I just get to fly away without having to lose those planes at all. And then I can go find someone who's a little bit more isolated, someone without a defensive fire. And I didn't lose all those planes. Not defending carriers, but it's also most likely not very fun for them to play carriers and drop 1 torp. Yeah, that's fair. Keep in mind, I'm approaching this from a surface player's perspective, right? I'm trying to engage with these new mechanics from a pretty good surface ship player's perspective, who's played the game a very long time at a pretty high level. So I'm evaluating the side of carriers where how does it impact the surface ship player, right? And that's my only goal with this, right? I suck with the carriers. I don't play them ever. I don't find them fun. I have never taken the time to get good at them. I probably could, because I've managed to get good at all 3 of the surface ship classes. I think I could get good at these. It would take me some time, and I would suck for probably quite a while. It might even take 1,000 games to get good at carriers. I'm not saying it's easy mode, okay? But what I am saying is the mechanics aren't fun from a surface ship player's perspective. And that's the take I want to give here, is what does it feel like as a surface ship player? Because that's what I know. I think there are carrier players who make content on this game who can give you guys the perspective from a carrier player. And we know carrier players will be biased towards wanting carriers to be strong and fun to play. And we know, when you're watching a PQ video, he's going to be biased towards hating carriers, not wanting carriers to go strike him all the time, and having a bad time when that happens. All right? I am very biased against these things. But if we can have those 2 perspectives, then you can get a decent view at what this carrier rework looks like from both sides. So I'll just give you my side of it, the surface ship side. Did I play Daring during the test? No, I haven't played DD yet. I could try it. But I won't pick Daring. I'm going to pick Shima. The reason we're going to play Shima is because this is going to be a full torp build. And we're going to see if we can sneak around the map with these spotting changes. I've said a couple times, I think this rework is good for spotting changes against destroyers. I think destroyers are going to like this. So let's test it. Let's see. I am doing my best to be fair as well, guys. I am biased against carriers, but I'm trying my best to be fair and not just rage out, okay? There's plenty of time for that. But initially, when I see things, I really do try. Don't always succeed, but I try. All right, looks good. We'll send it. What's up, Anvil? Give in to your hate. Embrace the dark side. See, I don't think just going into the... Oh. We have F3s. Whoops. You know what? Maybe this is fine. We're forced to go in. All right? We're forced to go in. This will be harder, but okay. But I don't think it's going to be as valuable. If my goal is to have carriers be not as frustrating to play against as a surface ship, going into this test, hating on all the changes, nothing is good, just blindly raging at everything, and not offering any sort of feedback or reasoning to why I think things are frustrating, that's not gonna go anywhere for the dev team. All right. I'm choosing to believe that Wargaming wants feedback. I'm choosing to believe that they're going to try and listen and improve things. I'm choosing to believe that. All right. Might not happen. But I do... My goal is for carriers to be less frustrating to fight against. That's what I want as a surface ship. So if that's my long-term goal, why would I throw that away to get all angry here? You know? That's kind of what I think right now. Given their track record. To be fair to Wargaming, they have changed. They changed offices, moved their headquarters, people have been shuffled around. And I think some of the things that they've done are very good and are actually looking for change. You know, I think just look at the Henry change coming. They're bringing old Henry back, right? Like there are ways that they're looking at the game and trying to make things better, I guess. I don't know. I'm playing the game right now, so I'm not nearly as articulate as I want to be.
Support that target. Engine boost deactivated.
But I know that there's plenty of things that
torpedoes astern.
you can call out Wargaming for being hypocritical or changing things in a way that's frustrating or annoying, or not doing things when they say they're gonna do them. But I don't know. They didn't have to even say they're gonna do a rework, you know? Look at this. See, he wants us. But yeah. I'm gonna say these spotting changes are very nice. He has to commit to a strike, he has to commit to spotting. I think those are very nice. So I was gonna turn away, unfortunately. I think you can be much stealthier. I think you can be much stealthier and rely on that as well. Yeah, that's true. If you... There's more... Oh! Okay, Zhao turned in. We take those.
Enemy cruiser found.
See, but look at how I'm just, like, able to maneuver around here. There's carrier planes around, but I'm not worried about them accidentally spotting me. They have to actively go and spot me. I think that's a really good change. This is a positive takeaway from this rework test. All right, there is some good in here. To be fair, though, guys, isn't that what everybody's asked for? Is just to remove carrier plane spotting? to be fair, I have been very much defending wargaming and all this right now. All right, I'll admit it. Okay. But I'll go the other side. I agree with you guys. I totally agree with you guys here, okay? Wait, is he stopping? No, go forward. Ah, yes. The big, dumb, slow battleship. Farmed by everything and everyone. So that's a bit of an issue, where everybody decides, I want to fire on that battleship. I want to kill that battleship. I want to farm damage off of that battleship. That's all every class wants to do right now. I think that's a bit of an issue. No, I can't lead enough. Secondary is good.
Team has taken the lead.
And wait, we're not spotted.
Dead ahead.
We're not spotted. Worcester had his D-fire up. Guys, Worcester had his D-fire up. I didn't get spotted there. Look at that. I didn't get spotted. How sick is that? See, like, removing carriers' ability to spot from their planes is pretty good. It's pretty good. How? Worcester has a defensive fire, and if you use your defensive fire before they go in for a strike, they lose their ability to spot while they're in their striking mode. That's the only way to prevent it there. Carrier planes don't spot at their cruising altitude or their traveling altitude, but they do spot when they come down to a lower altitude, either to do the spotting mode thingy or to strike. The only time that's not true is when they go to transfer from traveling mode down to their spotting mode or their attacking mode. And they're doing that while a Worcester has someone has a defensive fire up. I think. It's worded very strangely because defensive fire on the website, on the Wargaming website, they talk about it like you have to use your defensive fire before the planes get within your AA range at all, which is 7 kilometers with your defensive fire active, okay?
Engine boost activated.
But they start their strike at like 4 kilometers away, which is well within there, and yet we're still not we're not getting spotted here. So I think the way it's worded on the website is actually just wrong. I think that's what it comes down to. I think what matters is when they transfer from their traveling mode into their strike mode, is a defensive fire up during that changeover period? If a defensive fire is available or is active during that changeover, then the carrier gets that blinded effect. I think that's what happens. Because that's how it's worded when you mouse over defensive fire consumable. But I think the website is just confusing. That just must be a translation thing. Which is kind of annoying, you know? That we still have translation issues. Especially on something that's taken so long to come out and come into testing, right? I think the wording needs to be very clear with mechanics like this. I think they need to do a better job of that for sure. But Shima felt pretty good there, man. That's a 6v6 with 2 carriers. 6v6, 2 carriers. And you're not just like perma accidentally spotted when you're moving around the map. And I changed positions. I reflanked. I moved over to where the GK was pushing, and I wasn't spotted that whole time. I was not spotted that whole time, right? That's big. That's massive, okay? You're much more in control. So that's really cool. Really, really cool. Again, the problem though is that if they just removed spotting from planes, then every class wouldn't have to deal with that. Instead how it is now, where specifically torp destroyers, but even other destroyers don't have to deal with that as much. But battleships still do. Large cruisers still do. Whereas if they changed it for every plane, for everyone not able to spot, no plane spotting at all, then it would be better for everyone. Yeah. Won't fix the tourney clan battle issues, though? No, for sure not. And the problem with that is they'll never get to a point of fixing tourney or clan battle issues until they fix the issue I had talked about earlier, where carriers don't have to deal with... Carriers get to be on offense all the time, and surface ships get to be on defense all the time, and there's nothing. Nothing there. Play Hakuryu? Alright, I'll try it. I feel like I'm just gonna send torps of this thing. Wow, would you look at... Okay, I won't do it again. Yeah. I think... I don't know if that'll happen, Anvil. The problem there is I know for a fact that the community managers listen to the community and pass the feedback along. I know that for a fact. I just don't know what happens after that. Am I a CC? Yes. Yo, what's up, Malta? Have you tried this out? You haven't yet? All right. You're gonna watch now? Yeah, you should go to bed. What? Gotta go to bed. Wait, what if we do this until Malta goes to sleep? Well. Yeah, nothing's interesting is happening. You want to watch the guns on a CV at least once? I haven't been using them. Although, to be fair, I haven't really been playing the carriers. Because I've been really wanting to test what it's like as a surface ship player. Because that's really all I care about. I don't really care about playing carriers. I don't find them interesting. I just want the carriers to feel less frustrating to fight against. I'm not even going to go with good to fight against. I'm going to go with less frustrating. And I think as a destroyer, I think it's better. I think as some cruisers, it's going to be better. As a battleship, it's going to be worse. Oh, but I do play all the classes, Nightshade. All the classes that have to deal with the normal PvP elements of a PvP game. I play them. If I click on a PvP game, why would I play a class that doesn't have to deal with that? You know? I'll go play a different game. Have I played Monty yet? Yes, I have. It wasn't very good. Yeah, I actually want to interact with other players. I want to play defense. I want to play offense. I don't want to just play defense against someone who only plays offense. Oh yeah, defire on destroyers. I forgot that some of them can take that. Interesting, yeah. No, destroyers are definitely better. Especially torp boats. Gunboats, a little bit. They would have to stop shooting a lot of the time. But they can still at least maneuver around the map without accidentally getting spotted. Yeah, it's the gearing revival. I think for cruisers, it's going to be nice if you have defensive fire and you have good enough AA to shoot down the attack planes. Right? Like if a carrier comes in to strike you, like I did on that Worcester, and then you are able to shoot down their attack planes, then what do you care about the carrier, right? I think that's good for the AA cruisers as well. I think some of the bigger, clumsier cruisers with worse plane spotting, without defensive fire, they're going to be sitting ducks like battleships. And for battleships and big cruisers, I think it's worse. But we'll see. It's first day again. I'm pretty sure it works on all defensive fires. Double Worcester, that's not great for us.
Battle starts.
Awaiting instructions. Fighter airborne. Enemy force detected.
Already mid-map? Yep. Yep.
Fighter airborne.
All right. We lose 2 planes to know exactly where they all are. Wow, look at that. That's kind of neat, isn't it? Wow, that's pretty cool.
Autopilot mode enabled.
Really not much wasted there for resources. That's pretty sweet, man. Well, let's try from this angle. Oh yeah, you have a lot of room here. And then you go in. That might have been too close. And then we go up, and wow, look at that! We're not taking any damage. Isn't that cool? I think that's pretty cool. Alright, now what happens if we go like this?
Engaging enemy.
Wow, so cool. Isn't that cool, Mr. GK? I think GK's having fun. Look at this turn. Wow. Oh, let's avoid that A. Hold on. All right. Did I get him or did I miss? No, we missed. How could we have missed? Oh, Worcester's back with his D-Fire. Look at that, guys. We've lost. Wait. Oh, I nearly got that drop off, bro. Alright, well, let's go again. Do you see how you can just chill in AA and not risk it at all? That's what's so bad here, okay? I only got 3 torp hits there because I suck. I suck with carriers, okay? That's where I would need to play this a lot more to do any sort of meaningful damage with this sort of, with these things, right?
Fighter airborne.
I would need to be practicing. I would need to learn how to actually drop people. You know, there's a lot to it. But as far as the mechanics go, it doesn't really take much to go in like this. as a really bad carrier player.
Waypoint reached.
And just clap a GK for like 14,000 damage. Right? Like, I don't know, man. Like, should it be that easy? And like, we're well within Worcester AA range here. Not taking any damage. I mean, that's fine, right? Right? That's fine. I don't know, man. I think it makes it too easy. Although to be fair there, we locked some fighters. They're just turtling with 2 Worcesters, by the way, and that is helping them a lot. So, turtle strats still work. Turtle strats still very, very good. Very strong.
Fighter airborne.
The fact that that still spots is kind of insane.
Approaching target.
Holy, that turning is disgusting. Do I get this drop in? Imagine. That's so gross. I mean, I missed, but look at how insanely maneuverable you are. What? Like, let's start 3.5 away. Oh, okay. Well, defire.
Fighter destroyed.
Sure. Like, it's Worcester defire. But we're not, like...
Mode disabled.
You know? Oh, we're finally don't have a full squad, by the way. That's pretty good.
Fighter airborne.
Alright. These felt really janky to me, by the way. Yeah. Those feel awful to aim. It feels awful, awful, awful to aim these things. Oh, fighters. Fair enough.
Approaching target.
Guess I missed. Oh, does that take them all out?
The enemy is
Almost.
about to win.
Can I do this?
Torpedoes, dead
I
ahead.
can do that. Wow. Apparently I can do that.
Hull breach. We're taking on water
All right, Malta,
quickly.
just for you. Here we go.
Enemy battleship.
solved.
Holy lead times. Come on, hit him! Why is it going over? Oh my goodness, what is happening?
Critical engine damage.
Now it's too low. Okay, fair. Wild. I don't know. So those have some serious arcs to them.
Hull breach. We're taking on water quickly.
Ow. That hurts.
Fighter airborne.
All right, Worcester, where you at? Hello, Worcester? Oh, you went in the front? You went in the front. Damn.
Problem solved, sir.
Come on, surely. Yes.
Ship is on fire.
That's funny. That's really funny. Okay. I mean, I think even though I don't like do good damage or whatever with these things, I think engaging the curve first while there's two full AA Worcesters around with defensive fire ready to go and being able to do like that okay with it as someone who sucks with these ships, with these carriers, shows how easy they're making this. The lack of punishment for making a mistake, quote unquote, a mistake, right? I think that's a big problem here with this. That I can just, a GK protected by at least one Worcester, I can just walk up to him and just go strike him and not get punished for it, right? I think that's really, really, really bad. And I've been saying that for most of the video. So imagine what this thing's gonna do, or these things will do against not full AA ships, not 5 or 6v6 games where everyone's expecting the carrier, everybody's clumping up. Everybody, imagine in a game where people are trying to play the game and have fun, what you could do, right? Crazy, right? Again, it's not about the damage as much because I suck at these. I just think the mechanics there are less punishing than current carriers, because as a current carrier, you can't do that. You cannot run at a GK with your planes protected by Worcester defensive fire like that. You're just going to lose them all. So I think this is going to result in even less carriers getting deplaned than they already do, right? Like, carriers already don't get deplaned, like, let's be honest here, like, but it's going to be even harder to deplane one of these things, which is a bad thing. I think this is pretty bad. I think the drop reticle for everything but dive bomber, but the torp bombers is really crappy. Trying to line up dive bombers or rocket planes is very hard. Keep in mind, I suck with carriers, so maybe it's easy and I'm just like skill issued here, but the torps were dead easy to use. The dive bombers were not at all. I think the AA changes, actually, hold on. We can, since I'm gonna do a conclusion of sorts, let's look. Let's look at the intended goals. All right, let's look at the intended goals. Here we go. There. Main issues we're aiming to tackle. Spotting. Aircraft carriers provide constant yet intermittent spotting that can greatly influence the flow of the battle for surface ships. I think they've done a great job of this for destroyers, specifically torp destroyers, but I think gunboat DDs will be liking this improvement. I think for stealthier cruisers, especially ones with defensive fire and good base AA, they're going to like this as well. I think the larger cruisers are going to feel neutral to bad, depending on if they have defensive fire, and battleships are feeling worse. They're feeling worse because these spotting changes don't really affect them because they have such high detect already. They're already mostly spotted for the carrier anyway. And as you saw, all I had to do was go to the general area a battleship was, last known spotted position on the minimap, and such. You just spot them right away, and you can go in for your strikes very, very easily. So for that, some good, some not so good to neutral. No, I'll say spotting is overall, at worst, neutral, and much better. So this is like not much change for battleships, but for most other ships, it's good to really good change. AA defenses don't feel sufficiently powerful for surface ships, but feels relatively strong for carriers. Well, they certainly fixed the feels strong for carriers. The ability to walk into double Worcester protecting a GK and go in for a torp strike with this Hakuryu here and only take 2 planes of losses for making such a massive mistake. I'm doing air quotes here. That's pretty good. I mean, for a carrier player, you're not losing planes hardly at all. As a surface ship, it feels pretty bad. There's large delays on when the AA starts working using the manual AA skill, which, as we see down here, is the burst percentage damage to the squad. It feels very inconsistent. If you're waiting for it, you see your AA start firing and you use it, you're too early. You're actually not going to get that burst of damage. You have to wait for your AA to start firing and you see the AA doing damage. That's a different timing. The AA will start visually shooting before it starts doing damage, and you have to wait for it to start doing damage for the manual AA proc to work. That's a problem. That delay sucks. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. It's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. I think the other problem with surface ships is going to be your buff for being focused is not nearly enough. It was something like 2% to that manual burst skill. It was like 10% to continuous AA. That's hardly anything. Especially if you're getting focused, you're probably losing AA mounts. You're not, this rework, this carrier change hasn't made AA mounts permanent. They still get blown off your ship. If you're taking carrier focus, if you're taking focus from the enemy team, which you probably are if you're taking carrier focus, because you're going to be lit up and probably close, you're losing AA mounts. So then you're not having very strong AA at all. It feels bad. Surface ships, getting focused by carriers still feels really, really bad, which leads us into focus. Feels terrible as a battleship. For a cruiser and a destroyer, this awkwardness of the carrier drops, especially the dive bombers and the rocket planes, means you're probably not going to get focused that hard by a carrier if you're in a DD or in a cruiser, because they're just very awkward to line up drops on. To be fair, that could be skill issue, where good carrier players will just be fine and still be able to focus you. But the spotting change is helping you there be detected less, harder for the aircraft to go after you specifically while you're trying to maneuver around the map. The goal is to reduce spotting overall and make it a conscious choice that comes at a cost. I think this is true. They've done this. The cost is so minor, though. At worst, you're losing one attack wave of planes, which on Hakuryu Torps is 2 planes out of 12. On a midway, it would be 3 planes out of 12, right? 9? Something like that. I don't know the exact values because I don't play these things very often, but the Hakuryu one's correct. I just played that. So time and risking planes, pretty minor. I think a big thing too is the fighter planes that you drop around the map still function like normal with normal spotting. Maybe they're going to change this as well, but I'm really surprised they didn't change that for this test. Let's be honest here, guys. They've had nearly a year since announcing they were going to be doing this test. Things like that shouldn't be happening this late into or this long after announced planned changes. I think little things like that needs to be included if they're going to be included. They did remove unintentional spotting, though. To be fair, they did remove unintentional spotting. I do like that. Another goal is to make AA more impactful while ensuring aircraft carriers remain viable. I don't know the aircraft carriers remain viable part. That's where, like I've said, maybe this didn't make the cut, but I've been talking about this a little bit where in the stream about I'm giving a surface ship player's perspective because that's what I know very well. You need to go watch some carrier players who play them a lot to understand what these changes mean for carriers remaining viable. I think the AA more impactful is a bit of a joke. I do not think that is happening at all here. Not at all. It is so much harder to shoot down planes, so much easier for an aircraft carrier to limit losses while also still getting strikes off. Changes outlined will make the game more satisfying for both sides. I think that I can't speak to the carrier side as much, although it did feel pretty good to just go strike a GK protected by 2 Worcesters and not lose my whole squad right away. That felt pretty good. As a surface ship, though, I think if I'm playing a destroyer or an AA cruiser, I'm liking these changes. If I'm playing a battleship, it's pretty bad to maybe neutral. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it right now. Yeah. Okay. I think that's good. I'll have to edit that up into a video tomorrow. It's a lot of footage probably. Actually, how much have I recorded? Let's see. Where are we at? Let me go back here. There. $140 gigs. All right. Some of that might be duplicate, just how the record last 20-minute function works on OBS, but that's a lot. That's a lot. Okay, do I play any more of this, or do I play normal server, or do I say this is enough? Is this enough? What would I do to AA if I could change it? I would make it player controlled, where I'm aiming and trying to lead this ship. You know? A little bit like War Thunder arcade battles with the lead indicator. Or maybe not arcade battles. Maybe realistic battles. Maybe you have to learn the lead and then it's stronger. Or maybe you have a button that switches from semi-automatic, which gives you the lead indicator, but it's less effective and less damage. Or you go full manual mode where it's more effective if you hit, but there's no lead indicator. Maybe. I don't know, something like that. But that still doesn't impact whether you can be on the offensive, right? I'm really glad I thought about this over the weekend. It's hopefully, I mean, we'll see with the video, but it's hopefully simple enough to understand. The reason I hate playing against carriers so much is I'm forced to be playing defense 100% of the time. And when I'm playing a PvP game, I want to be able to choose whether I'm playing defense or offense, or play offense so well that it's a form of defense where the enemy or the person, the opponent, the person I'm fighting against can't play offense because they're forced on the back foot, right? That's what's so good about not random battles, about surface ship combat here is you can play offense, you can play defense. It's your choice which one you want to play or focus on more. And if you play one well or better than the other person, you're going to do well. And then, of course, there's a lot of thought that goes into that. There's a lot of prep time. Something that makes World of Warships so good is how slow the game is. You know? No, you can't. Worcester defensive fire is defensive. Defensive fire. All it is preventative. It's trying to prevent damage incoming. You are not damaging the carrier and its tie to the video game, the tie to the match, right? All you're doing is preventing a wave of damage. You're not actually dealing damage to the thing that attaches them to the game, right? That's the key there, right? If I'm playing a battleship and I'm getting farmed down by, let's say, a Jacksonville soon, that thing is kind of nuts, but let's say I'm just fighting against a light cruiser, right? And they're farming my battleship. Well, I could just run. That's an option. But what's so amazing about this game is I have the opportunity, if I play well, I aim well, the game doesn't screw me with RNG, that's a bit of an issue. If I hit a Citadel or two on that light cruiser, that's me playing offense and forcing that cruiser to play more defensively and leave me alone. Or lay off a little bit or play further back where he's less effective, right? It's a way for me to deal with that enemy player while playing offense. And I can't do that against a carrier. You just can't. Your only option is defensive maneuvering, defensive AA, preventative moves. Nothing proactive or offensive. That's the problem. So I hope people understand that, because that's what I've thought about kind of over the weekend and last week, trying to figure out what I want to say about this rework. I wanted to go in with an open mind, but also get that point across as well. So we'll see if I can edit that into a video tomorrow. Okay, yeah. Do I just ban these people who just so clearly don't... See, this is the frustrating part. This is the really frustrating part. Anytime I talk about game balance, it's so annoying. People who have no idea what the game is about and how it's played start yapping. It's so frustrating, man. That's why I like YouTube videos. I get to put up my opinion and what I say, and then it just is there. And I don't have to deal with it. Take my planes away, I have nothing. Insane. Insane take. Bro's never played the video game. At all. Didn't watch a single second of the stream. Didn't hear a single word I said. Still just yapping. Insane. But that is the internet, so I gotta deal with it. No. I don't deal with people like that. He had a chance to honestly engage. One shot, one opportunity, and he missed. I've been trying all day, all stream, to honestly engage with this rework and discuss it. All right? If people aren't gonna do this, give me the same courtesy today, nah, dude. All right, I'll have to try this some more another day. I'll have to try it more some other day. But that's the stream. First look at the rework. Some good. Certainly quite a bit not to my liking. But thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.